Dun, 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 dun. No shark? Okay. So it's gold, angel, and goldfishy conversation time. We're looking in a 20-gallon tall, which actually these are one of my favorite format and size aquariums. This is one that I actually rebuilt a number of years ago. It was an Arkansas biotope going back to about 2021, and it left my house for a while. Came back and I ended up setting it up as like a beta tank at first, and then it kind of just evolved. So this has been a catch-all aquarium for a while. The fish, every one of the fish in here were adopted from the same friend, actually. I was going to say from different people. These all came from the same house, totally different times. So they're white clouds, they're cherry barbs. There's a goldie that came in from her pond, and the gold angel that came from, oh, I guess that was like a 29-gallon, I think, where she had it. But anyway, these fish have all basically grown up and out here in this 20-gallon. But, I mean, this really isn't where I planned on putting them, keeping them, anything like that. So the goldfish is probably about to go outside. It's basically springtime here in Arkansas. It wouldn't matter as long as it's not a solid block of ice, that, and even still, that goldfish would survive through the year outside here at my house in the outdoor ponds and tubs and stuff. But whatever, I let it grow up and grow out inside. My daughter thinks it's like her favorite fish here. Honestly, I'm kind of fond of the little thing too, but notice it's doing what goldfish do. They swim around, nibble at plants, and it totally, entirely ate a couple of plants that I was rather fond of. And one of those was just a parrot's feather, a water milfoil. Another, what was it? Oh, it ate the phoenix moss. Just ate it. It's gone. So I don't even think I have any more phoenix moss. It's the other tank that I had it growing in for quite a long time really didn't have enough light for it, and over time of just being blocked and shaded, the stuff just failed to thrive. So I'm kind of trying to figure out what I'm going to do with the goldfish. I guess it's just going to go outside. Beyond that, I'm just taking a look at this tank. Earlier today I cleaned the glass a bit, and I would really like, I may just go find a few gold angels like this and try to find two that will, pair off, and then maybe move them to a 55 or something to grow up and grow out and breed in. I've long loved angels. I used to breed several different kinds, black angels and gold angels. But it's probably been 5 years since I've had gold angels prior to this one, and I just like it. So probably going to move toward that. I'm about to establish a new 55-gallon tank, but not for angels, not for goldies either. It's going to be a home for my colony breeding for red metal lace guppies. I've currently got them in a tub and in a nano tank. Actually, excuse me. I'm so sorry. The nano tank, well, hang on. Here's the nano tank. This came from the same place, a friend of mine who's great with fish, but she just changes what she's doing pretty frequently, and I'm the lucky recipient of a lot of this stuff. So I probably need to add another light to this tank, because the Brazilian pennywort, when it got in here, started blocking a little bit too much light, and That's the only light above this area. It's totally adequate for the plants above the tank. Not quite adequate for the plants inside the tank, given, you know, the nature of what's going on. But these guppies, they don't need to be in there. So this is probably going to turn into a shrimp tank. These gups are going to move along with their counterparts from a tub breeding exercise. They're going to move into a 55, probably within the next week or two. But back over here, dang, what am I going to do with the goldfish, right? Like, what am I going to do with the goldfish? What am I going to do with the angel? They need another large tank, so I may end up clearing out a 37 gallon that I've got Convicts in, maybe turn that into the angel tank. And for those of you who have had convict cichlids, well, let's depart from this and go look at them. So this is my main convict tank, and we're just going to see reflections in here because that's just how it's going to go. These are polar blue cross with wild types and F1s and F2s, and I really like them. They're just so enjoyable just as fish to keep, but yeah, I might move the other convicts in here and then reclaim the 29 gallon maybe for an angelfish tank. That might work well. Thanks, YouTube. You helped me figure it out. So moving on. Yeah, I think we're going to take these convicts out of this 29 gallon, move them into that 37 gallon tank in the other room that we just left. And this would be a good angel tank. And then I'll actually be able to start aquascaping this tank again. So years ago, what was I doing in here? This started as an Indian biotope, and this is actually my little girl's room, so I had to make myself a little bit of a squatting spot, move some toys out of the way. I think she would prefer looking at angelfish. But this is a heated tank. But backing up, yeah, this was going back to like 2020. I set this up as a gourami, a dwarf gourami tank, and it was all Indian plants, ram's horn snails, Indoplenormus being India. They're a spiral plane from India. And that's ram's horn snails. Lots of you are familiar with those. So it totally devolved over the years. And first it became a guppy tank after the dwarf gouramis. And then we ended up using this as kind of an overflow area for convict cichlids. And then they were breeding in here, and now it's just kind of been the it's kind of a goofy spot. So there's a really kind of a gimpy one. Let's look at little gimpy over here. So look at these duck lips on this fish. Don't know how quite to explain it, but this little one's just gimpy, and that's what's up. So little gimpy fish lives in here. And then parent of gimpy fish, and where's other parent of gimpy fish? And maybe back there. That might be. But anyway, for the most part, I mean, they're happy, they're healthy in here. They entirely dismantled my aquascape, though. Just entirely, savagely dismantled it over the years. And what do we have down here in the corner? I can't quite see what's going on down here. Probably need to clear the glass. Oh, it's just a little bit of guppy grass that they pulled down there. So, guppy grass, hornwort. What else survived in here? I removed Java fern. They were doing okay. I removed Anubias. They were doing okay. But what's in here is fine, and they actually feed off of the Najas quadrilopensis, the guppy grass. quite a bit, so I'm okay with that. They like picking this stuff apart, but for a long time I've just been thinking, really, I'd like to have that tank back and do escape in here because it's my daughter just loves standing over here and feeding the fish and playing with it. It's right in front of her doll houses, and dollhouse singular, sorry. And just haven't really known what to do with this. But I guess we will crowd up that 37, give them a little bit of space to hang out and hide in. Now that's a single species tank, as is this. They really just don't do well with others. So yeah, I think I've kind of got an idea as to some of my moving and changing and wiggling. And thanks for sticking with me while I thought about that. It's one of those things. I think out loud to myself while other people are listening. So much appreciated. Maybe within the next week or two, I will have that other 55 set up and I'll start moving things around. But at that point, I still need to set up probably some 10 or 20 gallon tanks for additional guppy breeding exercises. Maybe move some of my, let's see, it's end of February right now. In about a month, it will be okay for my part of the world, Central Arkansas, for me to start moving fish outside for the season. They'll be fine after about a month. That's generally when we plant like peppers and tomatoes and such here in Arkansas outside. And really, I'm maybe a couple of weeks behind on starting some seeds. So thanks for sticking with me. I hope you guys have a great evening. I'm going to move along to some other projects.